Crazy Energy PE is available now. You take a look at these comments. Dang, my size 8 sold out. Already ran out of my size. My size is sold out. Already sold out. They sold out already. This is sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out, copped. Folks, you couldn't. I mean, Sophie Cunningham has capitalized on the Caitlin Clark effect better than she is the second biggest star in this league.
Entirely sold out. They sold out in 1 hour. Like, less than 1 hour. You only get a lot of PE of 9 points per game gets you a shoe. Sold out in an hour. Sold out in 30 minutes.
Apparently. But that's not all. You know what else people did other than saying, you go girl? They went out and bought her shoes. These are her like Adidas Sophie Cunningham pink shoes, and you could get a pair, except you can't get a pair. Why? Because they're sold out. People ran out or went online or just they hit Zappos and they bought every last pair of Sophie Cunningham
Picture this. Every single size, men's and women's, wiped out in just 60 minutes. Not almost gone. Not hurry before it's too late. Straight up sold out completely. Meanwhile, players sitting on their own signature shoe deals, names like Aya Wilson and Angel Reese, are watching this unfold for someone who didn't even have her own colorway until 10 days earlier. That someone is Sophie Cunningham. So today, let's break down how her Adidas drop became the fastest sellout in WNBA history, and why some of the league's biggest stars are reportedly not too happy about it.
Did it again. Not only does she have her first Adidas player exclusive basketball shoe, fans are so excited that truly they're already all gone. Think about how far Sophie has come. She's become one of the biggest personalities in the WNBA, and now she's got her own Adidas Crazy Energy PE in a bold pink to white colorway that perfectly matches her style. The shoes officially dropped today for $120. Whether you love her game, her energy, or those viral Sophie moments.
Let's rewind and see exactly how this played out. On July 10th, Adidas dropped the announcement. Sophie Cunningham's Crazy Energy PE, a pink gradient colorway, releasing 10 days later on July 24th. Price tag? Just $110 to $120. Totally normal for a performance basketball shoe. Then, that Friday morning, Cunningham posted something wild. A video of herself inside an unmarked van, stacked wall to wall with shoeboxes. Her caption? Today's the day. Who's ready for the drop? That one post exploded. Over 500,000 views across Instagram and X in just 3 hours. And this wasn't some slow, trickle out over the weekend kind of release. Minutes, literally minutes after that post went live, most sizes on Adidas.com were already gone.
a.m. Eastern, Sophie Cunningham's Adidas shoes are completely sold out in both men's and women's sizes. She's a superstar. Colors available in size 11.5 and women's 12.5. That's it. That is it. I said what I said. Wow. She's gonna be getting her signature shoe. The execs at Adidas are laughing like Tony Montana and Sosa. They're counting their money up right now.
By 10 a.m. Eastern, it was over, sold out completely, men's and women's both. A handful of odd sizes hung on for a bit, men's 11.5, women's 12.5, but even those vanished within the hour. A few pairs popped up at Dick's Sporting Goods and Hibbett, but Adidas' own site? Wiped clean. For a shoe announced just 2 weeks before, that's insane. Nobody was hesitating. Nobody was thinking it over. Fans knew exactly what they wanted before the drop even happened.
Sophie Cunningham even put out a teaser drop early this morning, 8:58, about her colorway coming out. Come on, man. So this she's a superstar. It's on. Note, only this colorway is hers. Only that pink is hers. It's sold out already. Men's sizes still available. This person says, there's no more sizes for me, unfortunately. Look, selling like hotcakes. Selling like hot.
And you don't even need to take anyone's word for it. It's right there in the comments. Fans typing in real time. My size 8 is gone. It's already sold out. Sold out in her size too. That's not some press release hyping things up. That's real demand happening live, while people were sitting there hitting refresh. One breakdown even dug into Adidas's own sales numbers and found over 190 purchases logged in the first 24 hours before the page eventually went dark.
Upset that she got her own shoe, but you guys gotta realize this is just a PE. It is not an entire sneaker, and I think that's what's upsetting people because they think she just got her own shoe. Now, don't get me wrong, she's been balling, and I feel like the whole finger pointing thing has made her iconic. I think a PE is fine, and for a low top basketball sneaker, I think this is pretty dope. I love the shades of pink on here, and I love how the tongue and the lining are like a tannish off-white color. And this is also what the back is looking like. You got the Adidas logo on the tongue and on the back, so you know it's an Adidas.
Let's get into the part that makes this whole story even wilder, because technically, this shoe isn't even a full signature line. Adidas hasn't given a true signature shoe to a WNBA player since Candace Parker. What Cunningham actually got was a player-exclusive colorway, a step below a real signature deal in sneaker world. But the demand didn't act like a step below product. It acted like a shoe belonging to the biggest name in the league. That's exactly why people can't stop talking about it, because normally the hype matches the business tier. This time, it didn't. Not even close. And here's the thing. This wasn't even her first rodeo with the brand. She'd already appeared in campaign ads for the Adidas Dame line alongside Chelsea Gray. But before any of that, she was reportedly out there playing real games in basic $45 Adidas sneakers bought straight off a store shelf, because she didn't have an actual shoe deal yet. So just look at that timeline. A player buying her own shoes at retail price, then landing a campaign spot next to an established star, then getting her own colorway that sells out faster than product from players holding championship rings and MVP trophies. However you look at it, that's an insanely fast rise. Even her own teammates saw this coming. When Adidas first revealed the shoe on July 10th, fellow Fever guard Lexi Hull posted a short, blunt reaction online. "Go girl, Adidas took too long." That's a teammate basically confirming what everyone already suspected, that this recognition was overdue. It's a small moment, but it tells you the buzz wasn't just some media-created narrative. People inside the locker room already saw this as something that should have happened a long time ago. Now let's talk about who's actually watching this unfold, because this is where things get uncomfortable. Aya Wilson has a full Nike signature shoe on a massive, multi-year deal, reportedly one of the richest in women's basketball history. She has 3 MVP awards. She's the benchmark every other player in the league gets measured against. And by most accounts, her shoe hasn't sold anywhere near this fast, not in an hour, not even in a full day. Then there's Angel Reese, who has her own Reebok signature shoe. It did sell out quickly when it launched last year. But more recent talk online points to that same shoe now sitting on shelves with markdowns. Fair or not, the perception spreading right now is simple. 2 players with actual, official signature deals are watching a bench player's exclusive colorway outsell them in real time. And it's not just Wilson and Reese either. Compare the online reaction to someone like Sabrina Ionescu's shoe drop, and the numbers and engagement just aren't in the same universe. Same league, same year, completely different stories. None of this is Cunningham's fault, to be clear. She didn't attack anyone or throw shade. She posted a video of a van full of shoes and asked who was ready. The uncomfortable part is that basically everybody said yes, and that happened at the exact moment other players with bigger resumes and pricier shoe deals are trying to build their own momentum. So why Sophie? That question keeps coming up, and it actually deserves a real answer instead of just being repeated like a catchphrase. Part of it is simple. She's genuinely good on the court. She's a real shooting threat off the bench who shows up in big moments. This isn't hype attached to someone who can't back it up. Part of it is that she says exactly what she's thinking, no filter, no dodging questions. In a league where most players are careful with every word to the media, that honesty makes her feel like a normal person, not a rehearsed athlete. And part of it is that she clearly seems to be enjoying every second of this. That kind of energy is rare enough that people want to root for her even if they've never watched a full Fever game. There's also a political layer to this story that keeps getting brought up, because it's clearly part of why her name has been everywhere. Cunningham spoke out publicly against biological men competing in women's sports, saying she wants to protect young girls in both competition and locker rooms. That comment brought immediate backlash online, but she didn't back down. She said she stands by what she said, calling it common sense, and made clear she has no ill will toward anyone. She's just standing up for women in her sport. Whatever side of that debate someone lands on, it clearly didn't slow the shoe down. Some coverage even argues the controversy pulled more eyes toward her right as the release dropped. Then there's the Caitlin Clark connection. Cunningham is Clark's teammate on the Fever, and the two have built visible chemistry on the court that gets talked about separately from either of their individual stats. Some people tie the sellout numbers directly to that connection, the idea that Clark's massive following extends to whoever's standing next to her. That's probably part of it, but it doesn't fully explain why Cunningham, out of every single Fever player sharing that same court with Clark, is the one whose merchandise is now outperforming players with real, official signature deals. And then there's everything else that happened around the same stretch of time. Cunningham became a UFC ring girl on basically 8 minutes' notice at a sold-out event in Las Vegas, walked out barefoot in front of a packed arena, and then the very next night went out and dropped 20 points off the bench against the Las Vegas Aces, shooting 6 of 7 from three-point range. That's the kind of week that turns a solid role player into someone people actively search for content about. You don't get that kind of attention from stats alone. You get it from doing something completely unplanned and then backing it up on the court less than a day later. That Vegas performance is worth sitting on for a second because it perfectly shows the gap between attention and actual box score numbers that's fueling this entire conversation. Cunningham shot 7 of 9 from the field in just 23 minutes off the bench, in the exact arena that was supposed to belong to Aya Wilson. Wilson still finished with a strong stat line on paper, 20 points and 12 rebounds, but she shot under 40% from the field that night. So you had one player having an efficient, headline-grabbing shooting night off the bench, while the franchise's biggest star ground through a rough shooting performance in her own building. People noticed that contrast immediately, and it's basically the same contrast now playing out in the shoe sales numbers a couple weeks later. Cunningham actually started her career with Nike before switching to Adidas back in 2022. Looking back now, that switch looks like Adidas bought in at exactly the right time, and they're cashing in on it now. If you connect all of it together, that's the real pattern with Cunningham through this entire stretch. Announce a shoe. Walk into a UFC octagon on almost no notice. Torch the league's most decorated team the very next night. Then watch that same shoe completely sell out within an hour of release. For separate headline moments packed into about 2 weeks, and none of them required her to have the best stat line in the entire league. That's likely the part getting under other players' skin. Wilson has the MVP trophies. Reese has the crossover fame and her own signature shoe. But right now, in terms of who people are actually talking about day to day, Cunningham is winning that specific category, and the shoe sales are just the clearest, most measurable proof of it. It's also worth mentioning this didn't happen in a vacuum. Cunningham's own teammate, Sada Sabali, had her own player-exclusive colorway drop on the exact same day. 2 Fever players releasing exclusive shoes on the same date should have split attention pretty evenly. Instead, Cunningham's version is the one that completely sold out and became the story everyone was covering, while Sabali's release barely got mentioned in the same breath. That's not a knock on Sabali at all. It just shows how much attention Cunningham is currently pulling compared to almost anyone else releasing product at the same time as her. After the shoe sold out, Cunningham didn't turn it into a victory lap or start comparing herself to anyone else. She simply posted a short thank you to fans online, saying they really showed up and that she had nothing but genuine love for them. No trash talk, no shots at anyone with a bigger deal. She just said thanks and moved on with her day, which honestly might be a big part of why people like her so much in the first place. She's not chasing the moment. The moment just keeps finding her anyway. So where does this actually leave the rest of the league? Wilson's deal is still worth more money on paper, and her resume, 3 MVPs, still outranks anyone else in this conversation by a wide margin. Reese still technically has a real signature shoe with her name on it. But none of that changes the fact that on release day, Cunningham's shoe was gone in an hour, and theirs weren't moving anywhere close to that speed. Some people online have already started calling her the second biggest name in the WNBA behind Clark, based purely on attention generated, independent of her stat sheet. Whether that holds up over a full season is a different question entirely, one nobody can answer yet. But for this one stretch of July 2026, the numbers backed it up completely. And that's exactly why players who've been in this league a lot longer than Sophie Cunningham are reportedly not thrilled about what they're watching right now. If you enjoyed breaking this story down, drop a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and stick around for more deep dives like this one.